biggest problem for me with these guys right now is the fact that everyone just died. Hello, my friends, and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where we always have something to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog.
And I'm your host, Adam Peddle. And today, guys, we're not going to talk about the Toronto Blue Jays. No. We're going to talk about the division rivals, New York Yankees, and are they going to make postseason? Let's get into it. Guys, the Yankees are doing really bad things right now. If you're Yankees fans, you probably already know this. You don't need me to tell you, but let me tell you. The runs per game, you're ranked 21st in the whole major leagues, 4.15. But your runs against average, you're actually 11th. You're actually doing pretty good at 4.08. So that's surprising. So, they should be winning more than they're not. However, they're slightly winning more than they're not, and they're dealing with a bunch of issues and shit. Yeah,
I believe that they're 48 and 44 at the time that we are making this podcast right now. This will be a day or two late, so maybe they win 2 games, maybe they lose 2 games, we don't know. But they are 10th in ERA and 13th in OPS in the major leagues. That's not awful.
Weird,
You know what? That kind of says to me a 48 and 44 team, and you are what you are. Now, the biggest problem for me with these guys right now is the fact that everyone just died. You just got hit big time with COVID.
Yes.
Judge, Urshela, Higashioka, right? And that doesn't even talk about 3 pitchers and Luke Voigt, and he's not even COVID related. He's just hurt. This is not good.
And we're still not even talking about the guys who have done for the year, like Severino, Tommy John, Hicks is done. Kluber's on the 60-day DL. He might be back later, but that's still a big hit. Frazier, King, Johnny Lasagna, as John Boy likes to call him, LaCastro, your left fielder you just brought up. Man, it's like a hospital in there. And I was looking at your lineup, and oh my goodness, LeMahieu's having a really down year, 711 OPS, Stanton 812, good, Sanchez 788, and Torres 658, and after that, it's just next man up mentality. So right now is kind of a bad time to be right before the trade deadline.
I agree. You're in a rough spot. With all that being said, what are your thoughts? Are they going to make postseason at 48 and 44 when we're currently making this podcast?
Honestly, I don't think they're going to make it. It's not their year. I mean, if it's going to be their year, they'd have to win wild card, and it looks like the A's and the Rays have that locked down. If not, is someone going to poke their head in? I don't think it's going to be the New York Yankees, just because the amount of injuries that they're having, the amount of holes they have in their rotation. It's Cole and company, basically. Again, I don't think they're going to make it at all this year.
Now, I agree, but I also disagree. And the reason that I disagree is because we just did a podcast talking about all of the trade rumors that are going on right now. And the Yankees were in almost all of them. I think the history of this team speaks to the fact that they are going to go out. They are going to make some trades. And if they do go out and potentially get themselves another starter, so it's not just Cole and company, so it's Cole, one other guy, and then company, and then maybe, they get back some of those guys that they lost, maybe when Luke Voigt comes back, maybe when Aaron Judge comes back. If they go out and get themselves a nice starter and maybe one bat as they're linked to, like a Trevor Story, like maybe a Kyle Gibson, they go and do that. And I think that these guys are right back in the mix because once Aaron Judge comes back, once Luke Voigt comes back, once all these other guys come back, I think they get reinvigorated and they make a push.
See, that's what I'm wondering, because they're getting injured at the wrong time right now. They're getting injured 2 weeks right before the trade deadline. So if they fall into a hole, and again, only 4 games above 500, if they fall into a hole, it would not be smart of the New York management to go out and buy huge dudes that are going to change the face of their franchise. But if I was them, just cut your losses, maybe do a little bit of buy and sell. Don't sell the whole team. Your window's still here for next year. Do a little bit of buy and sell. Get ready for next year. Don't go big. Don't spend the money. Don't spend the capital. Just wait for next year.
Interesting, man. Interesting. Yeah, I do think that these next couple weeks for this team will be crucial. I do want to point out, though, they are only 3.5 games back from wild card. It's not that far away.
True.
It feels insurmountable with all these injuries, but 3.5 games, you go on a bit of a run. If just any other pitcher other than Garrett Cole can get even remotely hot for a month, I like their chances.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, again, it's all going to come down. I'm saying no. You're saying Maybe.
I'm saying a hopeful maybe.
Hopeful maybe.
Except not too hopeful, because I don't want you to knock out my Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, because that is the one other team that needs to get in there as well.
Yes, absolutely.
So, guys, what do you think about the New York Yankees? Let us know in the comments down below. Do you think the Yankees are going to make postseason? And especially if you are a Yankees fan, let us know what you think about your team, because you have way more insight than we do. Comment down below, please.
Totally, guys. You can also check us out on Spotify, Breaker, Anchor, Radio Public, and Google Podcasts. Also, if you're new, please hit us with a subscribe and like if you enjoy baseball content. Today, Jace is our code for Monkey Knife Fight and for Manscaped. Those are our two sponsors. Helps us out immensely if you hop onto those. And also, $3 a month, you can become a Patreon, which helps out the channel a bunch. So thank you all of our Patreons, guys. Yeah, that's that.
Guys, thank you so much for watching.
And go, Jays, go!